shake it for spiders. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Monday episode. I don't really feel like I need to do that. I don't know why I do. It's like as if, you know, you didn't know it was Monday and that this was coming. Whatever. Look, hey, welcome back. Today what I want to talk to you guys about is the subject that I touched on a little bit last week, where I talked about all the different things that I'm doing, and one of those things was my North Star, the thing that I'm aiming for. And the reason I wanted to bring it up again is because after listening to it on the playback, I thought to myself, it seems a bit elusive. In here, it makes sense, but when I spit it out onto the camera for you guys, it probably wasn't 100% clear to a lot of people. It probably sounded like pie in the sky. So I wanted to get some clarity here because I think that this is important, not just for me, for you to understand me, but maybe potentially for you to understand you and where you're headed. But before we get into me, let's talk about the idea of North Star. What is a North Star, Dave? Good question, and I'm glad you asked. According to Wikipedia, a pole star is a visible star, preferably a prominent one that is approximately aligned with the Earth's axis of rotation. That is, a star whose apparent position is close to one of the celestial poles, which lies approximately directly overhead when viewed from the Earth's North Pole or South Pole. So for us here on Earth, the North Pole has the North Star, which is Polaris. And Polaris, according to Wikipedia, is the brightest star in the constellation of Ursa Minor. It is very close to the North Celestial Pole, making it the current North Pole star. Polaris is about 433 light years away, which is pretty freaking remarkable. Think about that. You would have to be traveling at light speed for 433 years just to get there. I'm tangenting here about the immensity of space and about achieving goals and kind of like trying to wrap this. It's a long way to get there, and it's gonna take a long time. Put that in your pocket for later. So now you may be saying to yourself, Dave, we have a North Star, but why don't we have a South Star? Technically, we have South Stars, but none of them are as brilliant as the North Star is. And so it's really kind of tough to say, well, okay, it's that one that we follow as the closest to the celestial point in the South Pole. That's why we always reference the North Star for ideas, for navigating, for all of that stuff, because it's really easy to see and we always know where it's gonna be. Which is an interesting point unto itself, because the idea is that it's always up. I should be pointing this way because that's actually north. It's always up there. Of course, the further you are south, the less likely you're gonna be able to see it sometimes. When you're here in the northern hemisphere, you can pretty much see it in the sky in just about the same location all the time, so you can always use it. It's always up there in that spot. No matter what, I'm gonna go that way because I know that's north. So for anybody who was completely unaware, that is why we use the term North Star. That's why I use the term North Star, and I'm not the first to use it, of course, but that is why we use the term North Star when it comes to navigating our lives, navigating our business, navigating the things that we do. My big, fat, hairy goal is my North Star. So tell me again, Dave, what was your North Star goal? I'm glad you asked. This is what I said last time. I want to be so memorable that the world cannot ignore me. I want to be standing at the end of my line and have everybody look at me and say, yes, he is going to be one of the most memorable, most talked about, most highly regarded artists, creatives who have ever graced this generation. Okay, Dave, but what does that even mean? Okay, I know. How about this? Picture this guy, and this guy, and this gal, and this guy, and roll them all up into one person. That is my goal. But what does that even mean, Dave? I'm glad you asked. I want to be iconic. Some of you may listen to that and go, you are out of your freaking mind, Dave. What does that even, what? I want to be iconic, but I want to be iconic not for typical reasons. I don't want to be some bling bling star. That's not what I want. I have no desires to be walking the red carpet, standing up on some pedestal, sitting in a throne saying, I am the king. Okay, well that would be kind of cool, but that's not the goal. The reason I want to be iconic is for helping other people. I want to help people. I want to help myself. I want to help others. I want people to remember me for that. On my dying breath, I want people to say, this guy made my life better. This guy changed the way I look at things. That is what I want. Here's what I understand about myself, that my practical skill set, meaning the things that I do, whether it's the skills I put here, canvas, the things I do here on the camera, whether I'm designing things or creating things, all of that practical stuff is not gonna save anybody's life. Sure, my paintings might inspire people, they might make people laugh. My stuff may inspire people, it may make people wanna go do their own thing, and help people end their day if they see my painting as they walk past their hallway every single day. That might help in a way, but it's not gonna change anybody's life. The way I believe that I'm gonna help change other people's life is by continuing to do what I'm doing right here. Documenting my journey, pulling back the curtain on certain mysteries, showing by doing, and encouraging others to do what they are already perfectly capable of doing themselves, but just haven't been given the permission or haven't chosen to do it because they're waiting for the right moment. And here I am to tell you, now is the right moment. Now take all of that and put it on a platform to where I can potentially affect millions of people. That is what I want. That is the North Star. To be able to do this on a scale so big that I'm affecting change in millions of people, or at least a good couple thousand. That, I believe, is my true calling. The stuff I do on canvas, the stuff I do on film, the stuff I do in other creative pursuits, that can affect change. But what really is the calling is to get on here, talk to you, and tell you, you got this. I can prove it to you because here I am doing it. And I'm gonna continue doing this for as long as it takes until everybody else starts to believe it too. It's interesting that I said everybody else, because I talk to artists a lot here, creative people in general, but this isn't just about artists. I love you guys, but this just isn't about you. Let's be truthful for a second. Some of you artsy types are broken. I know that's hard to hear, but yes, some of you are broken. And as much as I may want to help you, the broken ones, I know that I am not here to heal the sick. You're gonna have to go find yourself some healing. That's not my gig. What I am here to do is to help carry the load for the tired and to show the path for the lost. And that could be artists, or that could be business people. That could be fitness gurus, or that could be architects. Could be teenagers, could be senior citizens. I am an artist first. I will always be an artist, but I'm not just here to talk to you guys. I'm here to talk to anybody who wants to listen. Clarification, anybody who wants to listen, but also do the work. Very important differentiation there. I want to affect change on a global level. I want to reach all four corners of this round planet, and I'm gonna do it for as long as it takes. Here's the thing about the North Star that nobody really talks about. You never actually reach it. If you were to walk from wherever you are on the planet north, even if you could, probably can't because the polar caps are melting, but if you could go due north as far as you could, as far all the way, you're never actually gonna reach the North Star. At a certain point, you start walking away from it because you're going down the other side. And the reason that makes sense to me is that we start reaching for a goal that we know we want. This over here is what I want. I'm gonna head that way as long as I have to. But what happens when we start to get close to it and we realize that this might actually be achievable, we start to shift our goal. If I've done this and I've still got time, then I'm gonna shoot further ahead. I'm gonna go bigger. There's got to be another brighter star to aim towards. My exact North Star may change a little over time. I'm going to do this for as far as I can tell into the future. I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. But if I happen to achieve my North Star early, well then I'm going to shift what my North Star is. It'll probably be somewhere in the same category, just a little bit larger and a little bit more out of reach. But as far as I can tell, I'm gonna continue to do this work for as long as I am capable, until they pull the brushes and the cameras out of my hand. And even at that point, no matter how much I have achieved, I will probably still say to myself, I could have done more, which is perfectly okay with me. I'm gonna keep pushing for that journey, and I'm always gonna be happy. And no matter how many people I do affect, whether it's 100 or 100,000 or 100 million, as long as I'm affecting change within people that matter, then I am satisfied. I've done what I can to help others. And maybe it's one of you that continues on and becomes even better. Maybe it's you that goes and affects change in other positive ways, that turns this world around to start, you know, feeling different, thinking different, being more positive towards each other, being more loving towards each other, being more creative in general. I keep pointing to this blank canvas as if there's something there, and there's gonna be something there, but it's not there yet. It'll be there, I promise. Wait. Just hold your horses. Stop being so impatient, which is kind of the theme. So that's it, folks. I've got work to do because that North Star isn't getting any closer while I'm sitting here. Of course, if you go and share this with other people and it affects some change in them, then I'm a little bit closer. So you could do that. I'm just saying. What I want to ask you before you leave, folks, is tell me, what do you think your North Star is? Think big. When you think big, take a second to dwell on that and then think bigger. I want you to find a North Star goal so big and nasty that it feels daunting, but you are still driven to achieve it. Listen, this is important. Very, very important. This is not something you achieve next year. You say, I'm gonna be the best artist in the world by the time I hit 30 and I'm already 28 and a half. You're bullshitting yourself and you're bullshitting me, and that's not what I want. What I want is you to say, I'm gonna be the greatest artist in the world and I'm gonna work the rest of my life until I get there. That's what I wanna hear from you. Shout it out for me in the comments and tell me what you think, because I wanna hear these big, nasty goals. I wanna be there for you to hopefully help you through them when it's your turn to really push forward, which is really today. Remember, go, do, now. All right, folks, that's it. I am out of here. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, please like it up and then subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that. Also, please share this with somebody who you believe could really get this message and do something about it. Doesn't matter who they are. They don't have to be a creative person. They could be your grandma. They could be the person that bakes your bread. They could be the person that knits your sweaters. They could be the photographer friend that you have. They could be your little sister who's just starting college. It doesn't really matter. Share it with somebody who feels like they need this information, or you feel needs this information. Even if it's just you. Share it with yourself on your Facebook feed, so that other people know that you get it. Thanks for hanging out for this video, guys. Remember, we got another one coming out on Thursday where we're talking about how to sell art. And with this one, we're gonna be talking about, I don't know, something. It'll be fun. I'll see you guys later. Remember, be good today, be even better tomorrow. See ya.